having highest power, or being the strongest player in the game is what all players want most. This also applies in Age of Apes, where the player is so strong, they will have a greater chance of winning various types of events in the game. Therefore, in this video, I will share information about how to quickly increase your overall power. But first, I want to share 4 simple steps that you can use to get the best deals in Age of Apes in the following message. The first step is to download Age of Apes using link that I have provided in the video description. After completing downloading and installing Age of Apes, then we go to the second step. You download an application called AppCoin's Wallet from the Aptoide website or from the App Store and Google Play. Choose whichever method is most convenient for you. And the third step, after AppCoin's Wallet is installed, you can set up payment using your credit card or PayPal account, or you can use the top-up method, which is more convenient in my opinion. After that, we go to the fourth and final step. Here you enter my code in the Rewards tab in AppCoins. The code is Aeon. After applying the code, you can get an extra bonus of 5% in AppCoins credits for every purchase you make in Age of Apes, which I think is quite a generous offer at this time. Thank you, Aptoide. So, what are you waiting for? Download Age of Apes now using my link and code Aeon and get this best offer as soon as possible. And now, let's go back to the video. There are 4 main ways you can increase your power. The first is through upgrading buildings. Second, do research. Third, improve and train fighters. And fourth, train troops. Let's start from the first method, namely upgrading buildings. Upgrading buildings is the most basic way for players to increase their power. This is because buildings are one of the conditions needed to be able to open access to more advanced features or technology. Let's take an example, City Hall. By upgrading the City Hall, players will get new access to be able to build other buildings, and also increase the max level limit for each building, as well as get a buff bonus in the form of increasing overall building speed. Therefore, upgrading buildings is something that every player needs to prioritize every day. Look for more resources to keep your city building process going by gathering resources and upgrading the warehouse level so that your resources are maintained even if a player raids your city. It is true that upgrading buildings is a long process and can even take months or years to maximize all existing buildings. So make your best strategy to keep the process running every day. The second way, do research. If upgrading a building is physical development, then conducting research is quality development. The quality referred to is more towards skills and buffs that can accelerate city growth, or even provide an advantage to military strength. Upgrading buildings is not that difficult, but in the research lab, every technology you research at the start of the game will determine the direction of your game for some time to come. For example, let's say you are upgrading the military technology tree, then the right way to play for you is to explore the map and defeat mutants, Giganto, or raid other players' cities. If you upgrade the civil technology tree, then your playing style will lean towards city development and growth. And if you take the electronic technology tree, then you will balance between city development and military strength. In this research case, players can freely decide which method they want to use that suits their style. The third way is to improve and train fighters. Fighters or heroes are troops with special abilities, where they have different rarities, namely rare, epic, and legendary, where this rarity really affects their overall strength and skills, where in this case, the legendary fighter is the best fighter in the game. However, if these fighters are not upgraded, their maximum strength and potential cannot be achieved. Therefore, I suggest that starting from the beginning of the game, players regularly upgrade their fighters, starting from upgrading their level, their talents, their skills, and star them. I guarantee that after upgrading and training them, they will become more formidable and can be relied on to face every opponent in the game. Simply put, upgrading a fighter is the easiest way to increase your overall power. The fourth and final way is to train troops. This method can be said to be the method that you will always use while playing this game. Why? Because this method is the easiest and most instant method, because you only need to train a number of troops in a training camp and wait a few hours. You can now add the number of troops, which will automatically affect your total power. My advice here is just to focus on unlocking troops with higher levels, so that you not only have quantity, but also quality. Therefore, focus your research on unlocking new types of troops, so that it is easier for you to increase your overall power. However, doing the things I mentioned earlier is not a quick way but a basic way, because the quick way is just through some of the tips I mentioned below. Firstly, buy as many speed-up items as possible. You need to do this because upgrading buildings, conducting research, and training troops requires quite a long waiting time. So at the start of the game, you will really need speed up items to skip the waiting time and speed up your overall power growth. Second tip, be active in completing daily quests every day. You need to do this because to upgrade your fighter you need medals, potions, and fighter XP, which you can get these items by completing daily quests and several other events such as impasse trials, Great Train Race, and others. And the third way, purchase in-game packages. I say this openly because one of the fastest ways to increase overall power is to make purchases. Here you can buy a second builder package and a second research queue. You only need to buy these packages once, and they will be active permanently. These two packages will definitely speed up the process of growing your strength through building upgrades and conducting research. As the saying in Age of Apes says, double the opportunity, double the power. So those are some ways and tips that can help you increase your overall power growth in Age of Apes. Indeed, some of the methods that I mention are basic methods that almost all players already know, but by knowing and implementing some of the effective tips that I mentioned earlier, I am sure that you will get optimal power growth. Moreover, if you want to use the 4 simple steps that I have shared so that you can get the best deals in the world, then I can guarantee that you will be able to grow your power rapidly. And if you have questions or additions regarding our previous discussion, feel free to submit them in the comments section. And we'll meet again in the next Age of Apes video. Bye.